And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Madam Ching. This is from Asmodee Games. Madam Ching is this famous pirate. You are trying to get her to pick you to join her crew, so you're going to go out and pirate against the wicked emperor and sink his ships. The more ships you sink, the happier she is with the loot that you've brought in. Let's take a look at this game. Okay, what we have here, folks, is the board, and you're going to be trying to be the best pirate you possibly can be, and you want to collect these gold coins, which are worth a point at the end of the game, and then you have blue gems, which are worth 2, red gems, which are worth 3, and these white diamonds, which are worth 4. There's other ways to get bonus points. If you get these skill cards to worth a point. If you manage to loot Hong Kong, you get 10 points. If you get the China Pearl, you get 5 points, and there's also cards in here that will give you points. Now the game is going to be over when somebody gets to Hong Kong or when these missions down here are done. You'll see there's missions at the bottom of the board. We're pretending it's a 4-player game, so there'll be 14 missions available. Now, each turn of the game is going to be done the same way. Players are going to all simultaneously play a card from their hand. They're going to place that card face up in front of them to either start or continue an expedition. They're going to put a junk of their color in front of it. So the very first card that you play of an expedition means you'll move onto the first space here. However, after that, each card is going to be played differently. So everyone's going to play a card, and whoever has the highest number will take their whole turn first, and so on and so forth. So let's say I play a 4. Now you'll notice that the 4 is higher than the 3, and it's the same color. When that happens, I will move forward 1 on the board. So I go from that 1 to the 2. Let's say next turn, I then play this 21 blue. In that case, I will be going diagonally 1, downward, which is better than going forward 1. And then the next turn, I play a 29 of the turquoise color, which means I go diagonally again. And then the next turn, I play a 46 of yellow, which means once again, I go diagonally 1. Then the turn after that, I play a 47 yellow, which means I go forward 1 on the board. And then the turn after that, I play a 51 red, which again allows me to go diagonally down 1. Then on the next turn, let's say I play a 5. Well, that's the end of my expedition because I've now played a lower number. When my expedition is over, I'm going to look at the number of where my junk is right now. I'm on 35. That means I can take any mission here that is 35 or less. That was a pretty good one. Man, I almost got that 37. So I'll take this 31 because that gives me 2 of the white gems, and if you remember, they are 4 each. I'll also look at my expedition at the symbols on the cards. You'll notice I have 2 kites and I have one of these lanterns. That's not enough, but if I had proper symbols on my cards, let's say I had 3 scrolls, I could take this card, 3 kites, 3 swords, 3 lamps, or 1 of each. These cards give you one-time special abilities that you can use. This one increases your hand size from 4 to 5. This one lets you take a mission tile that's 6 higher. If I had had this one in play, I would have been able to take the 37 because I would add it 6 to my 35. This one here lets you attack another player, look at their hand, steal a card from it. This one here lets you play an extra card, even in between cards that you've already played. And this one here doesn't do anything for you, but the first person to get 1 of each of these cards gets this 5-point China Pearl, so this counts as one of these cards for that purpose. These cards, when you use them, you flip them over. There are other cards that will allow you to unflip them. If you don't get one of those cards or a mission tile, well then you get to draw one of the special cards up here. And these cards do a variety of things. This lets you unflip one of your special abilities. This one here is worth 3 points, but you don't show that until the end of the game. This one here makes all your jewels +1 at the end of the game. You also get these cards when you cross certain lines in the board. When my junk goes from 3 to 4 here, I cross that dotted line. Or if I went from 8 to 10 here, I'd cross the line and get points. And there's another spot here where it will give you two cards, not points, 2 cards when you cross those lines. Now, once you're done taking your turn and moving your ship on the board, you then take one of these 4 cards. You take one of the face-up ones or you take the face-down one. So whoever goes last is going to have only 1 card left that they can pick from. When you finish your expedition, remember I played a 5 here, that 5 becomes the first card of my next expedition, and I will continue. As I said, oh, and I should mention, you can get Hong Kong, but you have to get your ship to land here, which is really difficult to do. There's only 5 colors in the deck, and you need 6 to get down there, but there's a special card that's a wild. If you land in one of those 2 spots, you have looted Hong Kong and get the 10 points. So anyway, the game will end. Whoever has the most points is the winner. Madam Ching has a very simple idea beyond it, but I like it. It has that kind of push your luck element to it where you're playing cards, and the way you play cards, you look at your hand of cards and you say, okay, how is my ship going to move on the board? I can play cards of the same color, and usually you can play them because they're in like all the lowest numbers are white, then the second lowest are blues, and then turquoise, and then yellows, and then reds. And so you kind of, and there's the highest number I believe is a dark blue. 55 is the highest number. It's a dark blue. You know, that you have to kind of figure out where the colors are. But do you want to go straight and get some of those special cards? When you're placing these cards, are you trying to get symbols to get the skills, or are you just trying to move as far as you can to get these missions? It's not a complex game, but it's an entertaining one. The highest number gets to do their things first, so the lower numbers, you might be doing better in your mission, but the guy that's higher might be taking the cards that you need. Sometimes you'll run a few unsuccessful missions so that you can set yourself up for a really good long one later on. Really, the artwork is great, the components are great, very straightforward, offers a few different divergent paths of strategy, but I liked it. The only thing I did not like about the game was one of the special cards. The special cards are very powerful. Getting multiples of them. Some of them let you steal from other people. Some of them let you attack other players. There's cards that block you from attacks too, but like where you can turn a card sideways so that the symbol on it doesn't count for when you're trying to get skills at the end of the game. Some of them let you steal a card from someone else, so they're really good cards. Well, a few of these cards, basically you play it and you draw 3. And I really dislike that facet of the game because these cards are already powerful enough and some neat stuff in them. I like that. When you draw the one that says draw 3, essentially instead of getting 1, you got 3 that turn. That's such a big deal. I don't know why that. I would take that card out of the game if I played again, because if you get a couple of those, or when you draw 3, you get another draw 3, and you just get a bunch of special effects, and that can really put you ahead of the game. Other than that, though, very much enjoyed it, like the one-time special uses. You know, how far are you going to try to grab some of those lower ones first and get those the points for those? You're going to try and get the longest trip, although that's going to take up a bunch of your time. And while you do that, other people might accomplish fewer, faster trips. Some neat aspects. I like the going straight or diagonally down. So it's a cool game, numbers orientated. The theme is kind of there. But I did enjoy the whole idea. I think it's a solid family game, maybe even a little higher than that. A good medium weight strategy game, Madam Ching.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.